Good morning, teachers. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to show you how to use Remind, and this week I want you to create a Remind account of your own, and I'll have some activities that I want you to do in that Remind account. So I have already gone to Remind, and I'll have a link on Moodle for you to do this, and I have signed up for an account. It sent me a confirmation code to my email, which I put in, and then I just put my name and select, confirm the user agreement. And so this is the page where I am. So I'm going to select teacher. I want you to select teacher also, but you can see the other roles that people can sign up for. So it could be a parent, a student, or administrator. So I'm going to select teacher, and I'm going to create a classroom. You can create with your free account, I think, up to 9 classes. And of course, what you can do the next year is you just delete the classes that you're no longer using, and you don't have to pay for it. It's a free app and website, a technology. So we're overcoming those barriers of access. It's also, as you're going to see, very easy to use. So I'm just going to put in here MAT 615, and I'm just going to put 20 since it's the summer of 2020. And it always says, I will only message people 13 and older. And this has to do with a law related to the use of technologies. How they pick the number or how they pick the age 13, I don't know, but that's the age, and I won't get into that. I was actually just reading about that law in relationship to NTI. The name is escaping me right now, but in relation to NTI, this has become a big issue because obviously people who are accessing class materials online now may not be over 13. So let's just go ahead and hit create. I'm going to put the school in here, and you can see I've already put Bellarmine in here before, so I'm going to click on Bellarmine. Now, if you are already working at a school, you're an alt-cert or you're a teaching assistant or whatever it may be, or you know that you're going to go to this school once you get finished, and you can pick the school that you are currently teaching at, or where you're currently teaching, or where you plan to teach. And I'm just going to hit save. And so then it takes me into my Remind account. Multiple ways you can do this, and everybody's going to be middle secondary, so I wouldn't recommend that you put your students' names in. If I was an elementary school teacher, that would be fine. You got 25 students, 30 students, whatever it may be. Put your students' names in. And notice that you can copy and paste them from Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. High school, I don't think you want to put 150 plus students in there. So the way that you can do that, the way that you can have students and parents add, is you can go to this printable PDF, and it just gives the instructions. I'm not going to click on that because actually my PDF is not working on this computer. I'm due for a new computer, but because we've more information than you need, but because of the corona virus, I have not been able to get a new computer, but my PDF's not working. So if you pull this up, it just provides the instructions for students or parents to sign up. Same way with in-person instructions, it's this simple. Tell people to text at MAT 615 to the number that's listed here. They will receive a welcome text from Remind. If anyone has trouble, they can do this. They can try texting these numbers. Okay, so and then it shows you, it's got a graphic right here for you. Okay, or you can just share a link. Okay, so you can just copy this link and put it on, excuse me, your Google Classroom for students to access. You could take that link and put it into a scan, a QR code that they can scan. And it's free to create QR codes. Just makes it easy. Because most like iPhone cameras now, you don't need an app to scan QR codes anymore. You just point the camera at it and it scans it. So that is how you add students, or can add students. Okay, and we'll just go up here and close up in the right hand corner. You can see that it just made my at the same the same as the name of my classroom. I can go into settings and I can change that if I want to. So if I wanted to make it, Dr. T, it says that's used, this code is unavailable, I could say Dr. T, MAT, and that one's available. And that would be what you would sign in. The main point is you want to make it something short, simple, and easy to remember, right? That people can put in for your class code. If you notice the class settings here, class visibility, these are things you want to think about. Only people who you add or approve will be able to join this class. I would probably want to click on that. Visibility, that's your choice. This class is appear in class search. So, and what they're saying is, if someone's got the Remind app and they're searching, they can find your class, which I think is perfectly fine. They're not going to see anything. They're just going to be able to see that you have a class. Participant messaging, I think this is very important. Also, choose how participants see messages. All participants in the class can message each other. I don't think you want that. I don't even think that you want students being able to message students. I would turn that off. And of course you want that, the 13-year-old part on here. Okay, and that has, if you want to, after this class, if you want to delete this, you just go in here and hit archive and it'll go away. Okay, you can change your avatar. Again, this is something I would recommend for high school, just because, so let's say you're a math teacher, so you make it, something kind of math related. I would make it a different avatar for each class that you have, just as a visual that this is different, right? So maybe it's the calculator for your first period, and then it's the book for your second period, and it's the, the spaceship for your third period, whatever. You get the idea, right? Okay, so again, very simple to use. You can see here's the class I created. We have additional settings under here. Okay, the reason I'm showing you this week is there's a Remind app. You can click here to get the Remind app. Share Remind. Okay, you can also share by going back over here to the right-hand corner to add people. I'm just going to go to account settings. If you want to change your name, you can. If you want to pick a picture, you can pick a picture and just put that in there. Change your password, it shows what role you have. So I've just got some information in there that you could look at. But let's go back, let's get into the heart of things, what we really want to look at here. If for some reason you want to join a class, you can join a class. If you want to create additional classes, you just hit the plus sign right here and you just go through the steps again. All right. So what we want to do is send someone a message, right? And that's what Remind is for. If you're not familiar with it, and perhaps I should have said that at the beginning, is Remind is a way for you to communicate with your students. And the thing I like about it is that it sends them into parents. You can also use it for colleagues. Obviously people use it for their basketball team or their church group, or it's just a great tool. It's free, it's easy to use, so anyone can use it. I love it because this is where students and parents, this is where people live today, which is texting on their cell phones. This is the easiest way, I think, just to send a text message directly to someone. I've had my own kids' teachers use it. Very few, though, unfortunately, which I think is a real lost opportunity on teachers' part to make sure, that they're communicating with their parents of their students. When I was a teacher, when I first started, we had we had a homework hotline that you called, that parents could call. So every day at the end of the day, we went into a room, we got on the phone, we put our code in, and we recorded what the homework was. This is very good, especially for parents who they're struggling with their kids. To get them to do the work, and their kids don't tell them what work that they had to do. It's a very useful tool nonetheless. So let's send somebody a message. So we're going to just hit message, and we want to send a message. And so when it says search for people, so let's say that Sally was absent today and you just want to send Sally a message about what she missed for today, or the reminder of the test tomorrow that you went over in class. if I had students in this class, I could search for Sally and her name would come up, and I would just, click on it and, send the message just to Sally. Okay, but I'm going to just send it to everyone. And you see you got this drop down. Okay, so I'm going to send it to everyone who's in the class, right? And so I'm going to hit continue, and then it says, okay, well, what's your message? So okay, so don't forget your test tomorrow. One of the things I love about it is it's got this translate. So you can translate this for students in your classroom, or if you're sending it to parents, right? You can drag and drop images, documents, PDFs here that you want to connect. Notice also you can connect videos to it. So maybe you say, watch this short video on Gettysburg, and text me a response based on what we discussed today in class, something like that. You can upload files. Okay, it mashes up with your Google Drive, with your Google Classroom. So you click on this and it will post to your Google Classroom, and also Flipgrid that we're going to be talking about later. And so once you get finished, oh, I forgot to go over, also you can schedule. So maybe you don't want this to go out until later this afternoon after school. So because you don't want them to get you're doing this on your plan during third period, but you don't want everybody's phones, buzzing in someone else's class when you hit send. So you can, go in and, put it so that it does it after school is over, right? And then you just hit schedule and it will send that at the schedule tab. So very easy tool to use, an excellent tool to use. I highly encourage you to use this, to send messages to your classes and to your parents to let them know what's going on. You don't have to necessarily send them every day, although you can. Maybe you just want to send reminders about, don't forget the test. Maybe you want to just send reminders about, don't forget that the money and permission slips due for the field trip tomorrow. Okay, but you get the idea. So great tool, and look on Moodle for the instructions for what I would like for you to do with it this week.